Fa la 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 la, the Yuletide tales. Come along and enjoy. So for today's video of Yuletide Tales, we're going to talk about a character called La Befana. And La Befana is actually from Italian folklore, Yuletide folklore. She is an old woman who delivers gifts to children throughout Italy on Epiphany Eve, which is the night of January 5th, in a similar way to Santa Claus or the Three Magi Kings. Popular belief is that her name derives from the Feast of Epiphany. In popular folklore, the Befana visits all the children of Italy on the eve of the Feast of Epiphany to fill their socks with candy and presents, if they are good, or a lump of coal or dark candy if they are bad. In many poorer parts of Italy, and in particular rural Sicily, a stick in a stocking was placed instead of coal. Being a good housekeeper, many says she will sweep the floor before she leaves. And in folklore, this is basically the idea of her sweeping away the problems of the year. The child's family typically leaves a small glass of wine and a plate with a few morsels of food, often regional or local, for the Befana. She's usually portrayed as a hag riding a broomstick through the air, wearing a black shawl, and is covered in soot because she enters the children's houses through the chimney. She's often smiling and carries a bag or hamper filled with candy gifts or both. Now, in legend, Christian legend in particular, it had that Befana was approached by the biblical Magi, also known as the Three Wise Men or the Three Kings, a few days before the birth of the infant Jesus. They asked her for directions to where the Son of God was, as they had seen his star in the sky, but she didn't know. But she provided them with shelter for a night, and as she was considered the best housekeeper in the village with the most pleasant home, the Magi invited her to join them on the journey to find the baby Jesus, but she declined, stating that she was too busy with her housework. Later, La Befana had a change of heart and tried to search out the astrologers and Jesus. That night she was not able to find them, so to this day, La Befana is searching for the little baby. She leaves all the good children toys and candy or caramel or fruit, while the bad children get coal or dark candy, onions or garlic. There's another Christian legend as well that takes a slightly darker tone, as La Befana was an ordinary woman with a child whom she greatly loved. However, her child died, and her resulting grief maddened her. Upon hearing news of Jesus being born, she set out to see him, delusional that he was her son. She eventually met Jesus and presented him with gifts to make him happy. The infant Jesus was delighted, and he gave La Befana a gift in return. She would be the mother of every child in Italy. Now, popular tradition tells us that if La Befana spots that someone sees her, they will receive a playful thump on the shoulder from her broomstick, as she doesn't wish to be seen. This aspect of the tradition may be designed to keep children in their beds. Another commonly heard Christian legend of La Befana starts at the time of the birth of baby Jesus. In this telling, Befana spent her days cleaning and sweeping. One day the Magi came to her door in search of the baby Jesus. However, Befana turned them away because she was too busy cleaning. Feeling guilty, she eventually decides to find Jesus on her own by following a bright light in the sky which she believes points the way. She brings along a bag filled with baked goods and gifts for Jesus, and a broom to help the new mother clean. Unfortunately, despite her best efforts, she never finds him. According to this telling, Befana is still searching after all these centuries for the newborn Messiah. On the eve of Epiphany, Befana comes to every house where there is a child and leaves a gift. Although she has been unsuccessful in her search, she still leaves gifts for children everywhere because the Christ child can be found in all children. So this really is one of those neat characters. Europe has a lot of traditions in that regard, dealing with the Yuletide season, a lot of pagan traditions and things like that, which we'll cover. But I thought this was a really sort of a neat character. And besides that much darker tone there, which had a happy ending, she has been something that, it's a combination of paganism and other things that was started, they say, in Rome, probably, this character. But generally, it seems like, in most cases, is a really good character. She may be based off of a heathen goddess called Strania, who presided over the New Year's gifts. So there's probably several origins. A lot of these folk tale type things will be a combination of several different folk tales or different characters or creatures like that. But this is a pretty neat tale, neat story, neat character. I had never heard of her before. I was doing searches for pictures of other Santa Claus type characters of that season for the Yuletide Tales series, and happened upon this character, and thought it'd be a cool one to share with you guys. So as always, I want to say thanks for coming along, and we will see you all about town.